Hi, this is Runa, and you're listening to the Changemakers podcast, where we share tips, insight, tools, and stories from other changemakers designed to motivate you to become the change you want to see in your world. Make sure you join our Changemakers community at runamagnus.com/podcast. And now, this is your time to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Sandra Biskind, one of the fabulous transformational leaders coming together at the network meeting in Marrakesh, Morocco. What a beautiful place, and I am so honored to have you here with me and the listeners to the Changemakers podcast, where we are helping humans to become the change, empowering them. And I'm so excited to hear what you can share with us and our audience. What are the obstacles that most of us are facing that are stopping us to become the change we want to be? I'm just going to go into the question,
Well, I want to thank you actually for inviting me to the Network for Transformational Leaders, because it's a real honor to be here with so many amazing high-frequency beings. And the only thing that stops us from being the change and empowering others to be the change in the world, of course, is our ego mind and the hidden unconscious, very sneaky programs that are really, really directing our lives, quite frankly, and we don't even know it. It's almost like the unconscious is running our business and we have no idea. We have the best intentions. Change makers are people now who really, really, really have come to a place in the evolution of their soul where they understand that they are here to be of service, to love and be of service. And when you've come to that point, that's the point where you have to start the work. The real work starts when you've come to that point. So for us, the real work is about getting clearer and clearer and clearer. It's about getting free from those unconscious programs that trigger us into remaining with the negative mind chatter, the sabotage patterns, a way of being that doesn't serve us and it doesn't serve humanity. And look, if you're not in a state of love, then you're not going to be able to make change.
Yeah, exactly.
Because love is the only thing that creates and makes change, because it's who we are. So for me, my passion from a very young child has been enlightenment. But I realised, as I was talking to you earlier, that enlightenment is a very misunderstood and ancient concept. And to bring it into contemporary terms, my husband and I have created a process called the quantum neutrality process. And during using a system where we work with the 8 high-frequency beingness qualities of our true self, which are peace, love, awareness, trust, integrity, neutrality, unity, and mindfulness. And an acronym for that is PLATINUM. So I know, and we all want to be platinum beings. So if you're a change maker, you want to be a platinum being, because mastering those qualities means that you become a walking demonstrated action of light in this world. It's not not enough to master them, though. The key is mastering the blocking frequencies to them. And that's all in the unconscious. It's all been imprinted and conditioned with us from childhood and in the womb, but quite frankly, from so far beyond that. I mean, we are quantum beings, and we're not just living a third dimensional reality. There's only a very small part of us here. And really, if we're going to jump right in, the big picture for me is that this whole world is an ego mind illusion. If it's not love, then it's not real. So we're about to bring out a book called CODEBREAKER, and in CODEBREAKER we talk about you can either choose to live in the ego mind code, which of course is the illusory world of the ego mind, the unconscious. It's this world that is not based on love and peace. It's not based on platinum.
No.
Right?
No.
Or you can choose to live in the divine mind code, where we're constantly getting clear and we're having these incredible, joy-filled love lives that are like no other life ever. I mean, I was going through Morocco 2 days ago, and I went into a museum, and the man who was directing me where to go and what to do, and he was he obviously could feel my beingness. He lit up and we had this eye contact. Honestly, I was sobbing. I walked out of that museum crying, with just bursting with love of myself, because I looked into his eyes and I could only see me, another part of me.
Wow.
And so when you get to that stage where you realize that we're all one, and that no matter who, like I'm you, and you're me, when you understand that,
goosebumps.
Yes, that's right. But when you begin to understand the reality and the truth, which thank goodness, physicists are telling us that this is the truth now.
Yeah.
And I think I was telling you earlier that one of my greatest gifts that I'm just so honoured to work with is that I'm capable of tapping into what physicists call the 0-point field, or it's the quantum field of all information. So that when I'm working with a human being, well, actually it's not just humans, is it? When I'm working with any form of life, I have the ability to access all of the information of all of the events, emotions and decisions that you've ever been through on every single, that you're still going through on different quantum levels, that you've been through past, present, future lives. And by being able to neutralise the emotional charge around those events and to change the decision so your mindset is completely changed, you are free. You're free to live as your true self. You're free to live as a platinum being.
As a platinum being.
Yes.
And who doesn't want to be a platinum being?
We all want to be that.
We all want to be a platinum
But guess
being.
what? We are that.
But that's a really good point.
We are that. We're already that. We're already all that we want to be.
Yeah.
And it's only, Michelangelo said it.
That we want to be.
Yeah. And didn't Michelangelo say it perfectly? He said, I see the angel within the stone and I carve away the stone until the angel is revealed.
Yeah.
And what we're doing as we work in this transformational field is that we're carving away the stone, the unconscious programs, we're training the ego mind to sit and stay as we emerge, our true self emerges from the dross, from the judgments, from the unforgiveness, from the worry, the anxiety. As we emerge from that, we are revealed for who we really are.
For who we really are, and that's really where then, when you say your change comes from the inside,
of course,
and that is being a platinum human being.
Oh, I can see the emotion in you. Just isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, that's beautiful. And another thing that comes to my mind when you're saying that is, the change makers, we've been working with organizations, with leaders in the politics and leaders and nation leaders that do want to create change in their environment, but are facing so many different things. And I'm just the question that is popping up in my mind is there anyone that you have noticed in the political arena, a person that you feel is getting closer to being a platinum being?
Wow. Well, you were really talking about people from the past at the moment, aren't you? And now there are people who are coming up people who looked at someone like Martin Luther King, for instance, who and Nelson Mandela, for instance. When you've got people who are looking at these people in Gandhi and going, I want to follow in their footsteps. Yeah. So I can't name anyone at the moment, but truly, for change makers to have the impact that we need to have in the world, we do need to work with the politicians. We do need to work with those people and actually start getting them to a place where they no longer hit roadblocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the only reason why anybody hits a roadblock is because they are manifesting that by their frequency, they're by their thought process. Everything that happens to us that is going on is happening because we've thought it into being.
I think you pointed out a really interesting point as well. You said leaders that are worth following.
Yes, of course.
So it really goes back to being a leader. Whether you're thinking about, will I manage through the next election and, will I get through that and all of those. fear that might be stopping them on that, and the roadblock that they are facing, thinking about it, I'm working on becoming a platinum leader worth following.
That's it. Because if you think about it, there are a lot of people out there, they do workshops, they decide to be a politician, they decide to be a leader even, and yet they haven't done the homework. They haven't cleared away as much as they can. And not everybody gets totally clear in a lifetime, but the more clear, the more you are able to look at that person. You can feel when you're around somebody who's worth following.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And when I say the word following, by the way, for leader, we're talking leadership now. Yeah, because in actual fact, the only thing worth following is the love that is within each and every one of us. Yeah. There is nothing else. Yeah. I had a spiritual mentor who was the head of the Sufi Order of the West, and when Pierre Vilayet came into power after his father died, he said to her, "Will you follow me?" And she said, "No, I don't follow the man, I follow the message, I follow the love, I follow the beingness of what Sufism is." And I was so impressed by her because she understood that what she was following was her own heart, right? And so that's the key to this, that my work, and I'm sure your work too, it's about empowering people to be their own leader, their own guru, their own mentor. And paradoxically, to do that, we need brilliant mentors that are worth following. In this illusory world, that's what it's about. That's what we need.
It is. And then the mirroring effect. Oh, Sandra, you gave me goosies. I don't know how many times in this interview. And I know our listeners are just right now, they want to know more. So where can they find more about Sandra Biskind?
If they go to our website, The Biskinds, which is TheBiskinds, thebiskinds.com. That's a start.
Yeah.
And all of our events are on there. For instance, our passion, of course, is clearing away the unconscious. Yeah. And we've got 3-day live events coming up. We've got some free programs and free meditations on the website. So go and have a look around, and there'll be a way that you can contact us through that as well.
Yeah, and we will put that as well in our show notes.
Great. So
that they can go directly to you and find out. And
what an honour to meet you and to be on your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, gosh. Was this podcast of value for you? I sure hope so. If so, feel free to share the love and give us your generous review on iTunes or Stitcher. And remember that you can always go to runemagnus.com to find out more about the Changemakers and how we can help you drive the change you want to see in your world.